What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. So you can do that too. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. Holy crap. I am so excited to get back to this story. We have had, trust me, our real lives have been throwing us curveballs left and right. It continues to do so, and yet we persevere, but yet we pass our perception checks and glide into tomorrow. No, guys. So yes, we thank you so much for kind of adjusting with us. We were dark last week. Thank you for hanging with us and being back to support us, our triumphant return. Some really great things. I had a chance to go to the Life is Music, beautiful music festival and saw some really great things and some really wonderful people in a really safe, awesome environment. It was really fantastic. I had a great time. Unfortunately, like I said, all of us are live performers here in Las Vegas. And many of us are working on several projects right now, and so the things just lining up was a little tough. But we are back. We are down one today. Our love and best wishes and feelings to our dear and wonderful Abby Dandy, who plays obviously the incredible Tynna Smoothhands. She's not feeling very well tonight. Please send her well wishes and love, kisses, and just be the amazing buds that you always are. Huge love to the buds community. We are all over the place. Come hang with us on Discord. Come hang with us on Twitter or Facebook or wherever you like to socialize on your media. Come hang with us there. We are Art Hard Studios on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then we have the WeeDnD Hub group on Facebook, which is awesome, nearly 1,600 in number now. And our Discord is where I typically hang out during the week. So if you ever had any ideas you wanted to ask me, come hang out with us there. That's the spot there. There's expected over in the little doobly-doo. But yeah, guys, I'm so pumped to get back. I don't want to go on at length, but I did want to say we had put out a challenge when we introduced this fantastic new bong that we all love. And I asked the buds, I was like, hey, come up with a name for this thing. We got some really great names that came in. We have the plug of Vecna, which cracked me up because for some reason, this does kind of look like a bud plug. And once you see it, it's hard to unsee it. Rather than go that route, there was a really great one dropped by Rondo that he looked it up in Elvish and came up with the name Naro Sumelai. And so Naro is going to be it for short, but that stands for Fire Above, Breathe Green. So I freaking love that. I thought it was fantastic. Thank you so much for submitting that. Naro will be the name of this bong from henceforth. And thank you guys so much for making it such an amazing little magical piece. It is one of my new favorite bongs. Shout out to Johnny Can't Rock, one of our buds, who gifted me this actually. So thank you so much, guys. We love you. I can't wait. I don't want to talk anymore. I want to play Dungeons & Dragons with my favorite people in the world. And I'm about to pass this joint through the magic fibers of the interweb to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great, Bam. I am so excited to be here. I am Prince Brunor, the serpent slayer, and I'm about to have to become a shadow dragon slayer. I'm here to kick ass and smoke grass. And my favorite X-Men is pretty basic. I fucking love Storm. Storm's my favorite X-Men. Like, you know, I know there's so many of them. I have other favorites like Nightcrawler's up there, but fucking Storm is pretty fucking dope. Just base level. How about you, Drooby Dooby Doo?
Ooh, that's so weird. I wasn't ready for that because you never pass it to me.
You did it well.
What up, y'all? Drew, Thoricus, the dwarf. Just, you know, battling shadow dragons and shit. Yeah, my favorite X-Men is also just as basic as someone who can control the weather with their emotions. That sounds pretty basic.
Simple.
You know, I mean, obviously, Rage Monster, Wolverine, short, hairy, angry. It's Big Papa Sketty all day long. Yeah, Wolverine, Berserker Barrage. Yeah, it was one of my good moves in that game. Everyone, yep. All right, so I'm excited. Are you? Great. Jake?
I am excited as well. Yes, and I think that is pretty great. Hey, thank you so much, best friend. Welcome back, everybody. Jake Taylor here as Rial Othraban, level 11 Arcane Trickster Rogue, and favorite X-Men. Yeah, Kurt Wagner. I like that Nightcrawler. That little poofy boy. Can't beat it. That opening in X2 with Alan Cumming playing him and, fucking up the White House. Whew, still holds up. And if I was going to have a second, because he's not technically an X-Men, Omega Red's pretty dope, too. Once I saw him in, like, the Versus games, I was like, this guy. Oh, all right, this guy. Speaking of this guy, I've got my Sunday vest, my Sunday best, to honor the belated birthday of our one and only Two Blunts Langley. Here, have some weed.
That's right. Our boy's birthday was on Saturday. Join us all in giving some love to Gus Langley. Happy birthday, Gus!
Hey, thank you so much, y'all. Like I said, I am your boy, Gus Two Blunts Langley, playing the resident Revenant Divot, the Bard Warlock. And, God, asking me to pick my favorite X-Men is like asking me to pick my favorite orgasm. Like, they're all so good. What the fuck? I'm gonna raise visibility of a character that I think is really cool that not a lot of people know about. One of my favorite X-Men is Forget Me Not. You can only be aware of his existence when you're looking at him. If you're not looking at him, you don't even know that he exists. And that's why no one on the team remembers him being around. But he's been a pivotal part of almost every storyline that's happened. And the only person that remembered was Charles Xavier. So that's always blown my mind. With that being said, I'm going to make a Colossus noise and pass this back over to Bam.
Oh, I love you, man. It's too bad that I can't remember who Gus's favorite X-Men was, but mine. Oh God, that is rough. You know what? Just because Drew said it doesn't mean I don't get to say it. Wolverine. I am a child of the 90s. The Wolverine gene. I hate Cyclops for no reason. I love the guy that played him in the movie, and I want him to die. Like, Cyclops is in the way, and Jean and Wolverine should be together. Obviously. So, yes, we took the X-Men animated show very seriously in my youth. Plus, we've got Colossus. Wolverine, pull back. We've got Colossus. I want to be Wolverine so we can pull off that fastball special and you can just throw me. Also, real quick, I had a dream one time that I was Wolverine. And it's funny, you would think that it was like, oh, killing people was the best part. No, climbing walls by just like spearing into them. I had this dream when I was probably 10 years old and I remember it vividly to this day. So if you can, have a dream where you're Wolverine. Also, play D&D with amazing people like these people. Also, happy birthday, Gus, we freaking love you. And tonight it is actually another one of the buds, the VIP buds that goes all the way back. Munch Party, our man Tom, happy birthday, baby boy. Thank you so much for all you've done. He made the original song, the first episode that played, the bard that sang the tale of the regaling of the five. That's Tom. The animated gifts of Brian. That's Tom. My mental stability through much of this last year and a half. That's Tom. So we love you, man. We love you. Happy birthday to everybody in the fucking world, but specifically two of my favorite people, Gus and Tom. So, guys, we got us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. But we like to take a lighter, like this custom Weed&d lighter that was made for me by Jake Taylor. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Light us up. Oh, let's play some epic fucking D&D, guys.
So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. Weed&d.
Ooh. Oh man. Oh, the intro. I'm playing D&D with my friends. I'm so happy. Oh my God, you guys. If you will please allow me to set the mood. I forgot how to do it. It's been weeks. All right. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they stood within the coral throne room of the fallen city of Elmira. After escaping the trap of Dr. Gast and fleeing through the castle, the five were able to get the drop on the shadow dragon Exxonious, who now sits on the mithril throne as the invading emperor of the once mighty kingdom. It was he who put the events into motion that led the serpent back through the ivory gates, and unbeknownst to her, to stand trial for treason. The most powerful of Sithis' agents, Exxonious' presence sends shivers to the core of both Rial and Divot. The pounding heartbeat that calls to Divot for its extinction from within the chest of Rial grew so loud that it shook the shadow-choked waters that surrounded them. Brunor appealed to the remnants of her people, some of whom were swayed by her words to stand for her in the jury. Divot engulfed himself in the crackling dark energy that protected the mithril throne. Tynna focused the holy energies of the Clam Margera statue, and Rial gave an impassioned speech in her defense. But it was the might of Thoricus Onyxheart that ripped the shadowy gauntlet of command from the hand of Exxonious, and Brunor herself, who bore the searing magical fire of its powers. The loyalties of the shadow armies now split. They turn on each other and battle for the fate of the fallen kingdom. All right, guys, we jump back in. You're all standing in the shimmering coral throne room of the city of Elmira. The mithril throne stands shining nearly around all of you as you're gathered around it, Divot bathed in black magical lightning that courses through his body. Before you, you see the shape of the once humanoid form of Exxonious, his taunt gray-green skin that begins to stretch as billowing clouds of shadowy energy pour in through the windows and begin to inject his form. You see his shape split out of the body before him as his words call out, "All right, Brunor, let's do this my way." You see the black, massive wings of the shadow dragon break away from the scaly skin of its form as you see this 40-foot long, 40-foot tall dragon form in front of you. Plumes of thick black magical smoke spill from its sharp fangs. It chokes the water around you. Even though you can all breathe water, it's as if you're breathing in a room full of smoke. You're choking down each breath as you look at this impending force before you. The shadowy essence of this creature is so pure and so strong that a pulse of black magic energy ripples out from his core. You see the giant belt that Exxonious wore in his humanoid form has grown to shape and is now wrapped around the midsection of this massive shadow dragon that stands before you. You see even the dimly glowing algae and stuff in the room that illuminated the room, the broken stained glass windows that were shattered by the force of magic. You see right now in the hand of Brunor the serpent floating 10 feet, above the ground in the water, surrounded by some of these shadowy elements, the burning shadow gauntlet now mounted on her hand. You see the energy of it is so strong that it's actually melting the skin away, and you see sections of her bone near where the gauntlet stands. Her eyes grow bright blue with this royal blue color that pulsates off of her in return to the black shadow wave that comes off of Exxonious. You see the two forces of energy fighting for each other in the room around you. You feel the water flowing you around, and you watch as the shadows in the room start turning on each other. Brunor, by grabbing this gauntlet and wearing it and taking the brunt of the magic that bore it, two things now occur. You, one, are resistant to necrotic damage. As the shadowy burn, it's almost like you're always in searing shadowy pain. And so additional necrotic damage barely penetrates this bubble of sheer burning force on your arm. Secondly, you see the shadowy ranks of the Elmiran legions, the centurions with their large webbed helmets and spiked gauntlets, the mithril breastplates that they all wear. You're surrounded by 3 of them right now, a shadow priest behind you. You see them all turn and they start attacking the shadow priests. Brunor, you see they swim past you, and these three begin engaging with the dark, twisted element of shadow that still serves Synthesis behind it. You see the other three on the other side also, their spiked gauntlets start punching into the shadowy ether of the bodies of these shadow priests. And you see basically before you in the jury, if you recall, you had basically swayed about half of the jury. You see this swarm of shadows to the south of the dragon here at the bottom of the room. You see them turn on one another, and like two black tides meeting in the middle of a tsunami, you see this wave of shadowy force just consume each other, and the 50 on either side of these shadows now begin waging war against each other in the pews in the observation of this temple. You see the glowing, shining statue of Clam Margera, the magical energies attuned, purified by Tynna's light. It shines and serves as some kind of protectoral beacon. Remember, each of you guys at the beginning of your turns, you will get to use a healing search, not a healing search, one of your hit dice. It doesn't cost a hit dice, you just get the healing of a hit dice every turn while this magical effect is going. You see the pulsating yellow light that kind of shines off of this statue. And in a moment, it's so much is going on. You see the shadowy war outside. You hear the mighty cry of the Kraken still out there. You don't see him right now, but he's still out there battling these shadow legions. You hear the conflicting weapons of these shadowy armies bending on each other. The spiked gauntlet punches of these troops of Elmira now fighting for Brunor instead of against her. And in all of this madness, you suddenly perceive a figure on the northeast side of the room near the Clam Margera statue. And standing in the yellow energy light, you see the outline of a figure. It's just shining super bright and hard to make out, but you can make out the subtlest hint of a cornflower blue bonnet that rests on her head. And so you see kind of a thick, it got some substantial weight on her, a body that lived a good, healthy life, now stands basked in this yellow energy from this Clam Margera statue. You see her hold her hand out, and suddenly Tynna's eyes glow gold. You see she turns and just starts walking away from you guys as you're, watching these shadows wither all around you. She reaches out her hand, and as her hand touches the glowing golden hand of this woman in a cornflower blue bonnet, you see both of them disappear. This wave of golden energy washes through the room. You see it permeates even the darkest shadow of the dragon of Synthesis himself, of Exxonious himself, Synthesis's agent. And for a brief moment, you are all filled with healing light. You guys are all back to full. I know we talked about when you had leveled up that we weren't going to fill you guys up, but in this case, your cleric has now left the battlefield. You feel that wave of gold holy light wash over you. You watch as she disappears from the battlefield, and so too the cornflower blue bonnet hand that reached out to her. And so yes, this golden wave has washed out. You're all filled back up to full. We are back to the top of initiative. Divot. You feel this current, this pulse of pure shadow flowing through your body. You hear the beating heartbeat of Rial so close to you, 10 feet away. You've been able to push down that feeling of death and murder, that, the calling from your core to extinguish the life of Rial. But again, him being so close and you being so close to another agent of Synthesis's power, you feel all this raw energy flow through you. What do you do?
All right.
Now I'm scared. How do you do that? I'm the DM.
As my time on this earth lessens, time becomes more and more irrelevant to me. Because of the best of eyes that I'm wearing, this moment has lasted a lifetime. I see everything. I see Brunor melting away. I hear Rial thumping. I see all of my friends. I see a room full of entities about to tear each other apart. And then I feel that wave of dark energy. And a switch flips. all of a sudden, my hands are not my own. And I see myself walking towards Rial. And as I get up to him, I put my hand on his shoulder and then watch myself jab my bony hand into his chest where the acorn that I feel beating inside of him all the time has been hiding. And I grab it.
All right, Divot. You know, this pure, it's if you're standing at the four-dimensional gateway of shadow in this moment. You know, this coursing energy that flows through you flows through the multiverse, and you can only imagine that in other distant places of the universe, this energy crackles for reasons unknown. You kind of fine-tune the vest of eyes. You see, now that Tynna is gone, the amethyst eye kind of freely starts floating around, and all at once, all the eyes on your vest lock onto Rial. The beating heartbeat, you know, the waters around your body starts pulsating with the sound of his beating heartbeat in your chest. And you, for a moment, see through his skin. And you see it. The dark acorn of Sithis' power that lies dormant within Rial. Now, Divot, I have to ask, do you have an inspiration point?
I'm not sure. I'm on vacation and I don't have my notebook.
Okay, here, hold up, because I actually have it. One sec.
I don't know whether to root for him to have it or not have it at this point.
Yeah, my heart's in my butt.
Right.
I'm just.
Yo, okay, so real quick, in that moment, I pull Rial close and I whisper into his ear like in the end of Lost in Translation.
You'll never know. You son of a bitch. I'm gonna let this slide because it's your birthday. It was your birthday this past weekend. You're lucky.
All right, so Divot, you do have an inspiration. You have your little dragon. Now this has a couple elements into play. I'm gonna be real. I don't do a ton of like player versus player. I think I get what's happening. So let's put it into some D&D real quick. Rial, because this is technically an attack against you, would you try to stop him? Okay.
Yeah.
You had I just want to, because again, I know it's been a little while since we played. You had mentioned that you were, Rial kind of alluded to something similar to this, that like if it needed to happen, make it happen. So I'm just kind of lining everything up and doing some quick adjustments here. So, all right, Divot, do you want to use your inspiration?
Yes.
All right. Now again, here in Weed&d, we have renamed our inspiration points to epic opportunities. And in this case, Divot, what more epic than this? So Divot, you have a little dragon next to your symbol, so I'm gonna get rid of it here just on my end. But you use it. Okay, that being said, Divot, this moment, you feel the body of Rial not tense up as you begin to pierce through that almost invisible skin layer that you can see. And you know that he's allowing you through. You reach, you feel this tremendous swelling power, and as you close your hand, your veins, the very marrow of your bones is injected with pure shadow energy. Now, Divot, you've leveled up, and this is the real manifestation of that in real time. You feel the searing power of the ancient straight well that is the power of Sithis as you consume the flame at last. This searing energy billows over you as all of you watch Divot reach into the back of Rial, and suddenly, Rial, your body goes limp. The beating heartbeat stops. This burning acorn of power, Divot, you pull it out of the back of Rial and consume it. You feel its power and inject your spirit with more of this infinite destiny that calls to you, this purpose of the living form of your body to extinguish the power of synthesis in all of its forms. And as you consume the life light of your ally, Rial, you watch his physical body fall. Thoricus, Brunor, all you see is this. Rial's body, his soft gray hair, his skin usually pale, now lifeless, slumps to the ground. Divot holding the acorn, after having consumed it, starts shining with the shadowy magic. You see the shadow that feeds the power of Exxonious himself is altered. You see suddenly the shadow that wraps around him starts fighting itself. You see piercing shadowy spikes start stabbing into his skin as he drops into the ground. Divot, you've managed to stall this transformation of Exxonious. So you guys are going to get a full round that you wouldn't have had before. Divot, you consume the spiritual acorn, the body falls to the ground, and standing in front of you is the spectral image of Rial. As if his body fell away from the spiritual image, and he now stands almost like one of the wandering spirits that you saw in the domain of death. Divot, in a moment, a gateway is opened twixt you and the realm of death. You see the long, cold stone staircase leading to the throne of death, which still sits empty. You feel the power cosmic at your fingertips as you are bridged between the realm between all realms and the one of the realm of men. You feel this divine energy in this moment. You have the ability to do with Rial whatever you like. Divot,
okay.
What do you do?
All right. I look into the realm and I see that there's sitting on the throne, and I'm like, well, then I guess I'll just make an executive decision. And I'm like, you said I had to kill Rial, but I'm dead. And I want to slowly put my skeleton fingers onto him, and I want to channel the same energy I experienced when I was given the opportunity to become a revenant. And I want to try to mirror that, like one of those clear, like into somebody's chest. I'm going to send that into him and try to give him that same opportunity.
Dope. Okay. Divot. Using this ability, you feel the power of the anti-death. Not quite life, but the opposite of death. That place of semi-existence that these spirits live in limbo. And you realize that you yourself, even as you are in this moment, are divided between these two realities, the realm of men and the realm of death. And you feel the power pull from both of them. And in that moment, as you gaze upon the throne of death, you start to see your own outline. And what Divot might look like sitting in that throne. As you start to picture it, it's as if the realm of death itself becomes closer and closer to you. You feel like you could almost reach out and feel the cold stone throne itself were you to try. But you don't. You manifest the reality between these two dimensions as a physical thing. Your 6 months of life that remain. And you split them in two. You now hold 3 months of life in either of your hands. You set it down onto Rial. Now, Divot, in order for you to stay in the realm of men and not be removed from basically this right now, you do have to keep some of that, in order to stay. Otherwise, you will die and you will go to the realm of death. Okay. But I am allowing you to split your 6 months remaining and give basically 3 months of revenant life to Rial.
Okay, I want to hold the 3 months in each hand and look at the spectral form of Rial and communicate mentally with it and be like, I saw it. You died today, whether it was by my hand or not. But if you die because of me, then you have the chance to still stand beside us. Can you forgive me?
I can send a message back, right?
Yes.
Thanks to his magic. Of course, I trust you. And I knew the day would come, and if I was gonna die by anyone's hands, I'd hope they would have been yours. This is gonna be a wild 3 months, friend. If I can understand kind of what he's doing. Like,
all right,
Yeah.
and then I want to hit him with the predator handshake. Like his dead body. Weekend at Bernie it.
All right, so Brunor, Thoricus, you're standing there, awestruck. You've just watched Rial fall to the ground. All of this has happened, even though it feels like minutes, has happened in a moment. You see Divot standing over the body, and suddenly you see his bony hand reach out, whoosh, and predator handshake, nothing. And from his bony fingertips, you see this gray essence of undeath start outlining the spiritual frame of Rial. And you see as if stepping through a gateway from the spirit realm to the realm of men, Rial, the Revenant. And don't worry, we're gonna have to do some stuff with that. But Rial, you are now a Revenant as Divot. You no longer need to breathe, eat, all the stuff that goes with that. We'll go into the fight. I'm sorry, I definitely wasn't ready for this. Give my brain. But yes, Rial.
spooky season!
You see the predator handshake. Rial, you look down at your feet, at your own corpse. You see it's as if the spiritual impression of you is what is living on. The actual flesh that was the creature Rial, created through the ritual to separate the goodness from Synthesis from his physical form. This body that you've only known now for, an unknown amount of time since the magic that created you. And so it's kind of surreal as you look down at your own boots and you see that they're kind of like touching another pair of your own boots. You look down at this, basically the actual physical body of Rial is dead. But there you stand.
It's the corpse of Vaporiel, and I don't think I ever looked at my Doom Beast self, and I'm like, damn, that is
It was Vaporiel, that's right, because you were Albacore Feldman.
Right?
Yep.
Yes, you see the corpse of Albacore Feldman. Long may he reign. Laying at your feet. Sorry, I need to breathe. Guys, what do? I'll give you, feel free to fill this narrative for whatever this direct crushing of a major source of Synthesis's power has split the connection between him and Exxonious in this moment. So you guys have a full round of an initiative, as well as, this narrative moment that sits before you. So there you are. The shimmering essence of Rial now made real, his skin a little grayer. Divot standing nearby, the red mask of death emblazoned in his face. Thoricus, you're on the other side of the mithril throne nearest Brunor, who you see as, wispy shadows battling behind her as she glows with this royal blue energy. What do you guys do?
So that was
That happened.
a weird thing.
Yeah, it happened. It happened right in front of us.
That was a hell of a thing.
That was a lot. That was a lot of things.
So, just if anyone of not us wants to jump in and just maybe explain the fuck.
Yeah, what the fuck just happened? What just happened?
A little bit, the fuck.
I can sense our impending doom.
I mean, I know
And
we're
I
in the
felt
middle of
like-
a fight, but
Yeah, I saw you guys are such heavy hitters, and you were just getting hit points grated off like fine cheese.
disintegrate. Am I right?
Yeah. I was like, I need the quickening.
Well, holy shit, Rial, are you? How do you feel?
Kind of dead, but I knew it had to happen. Divot was tasked in killing me, and well, I'm still here, so
You look great.
thank you.
Yeah, you look good, buddy.
Oh, hey, and that stands to reason. Divot and Rial, unable to heal each other while within the walls of Elmira, that is no longer the case.
Huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that go.
Yeah, it's nice. Divot, you realize it is nice to look upon the face of your friend without the guttural instinct to kill him all the time. And so you actually get to look upon the soft, kind face of the, serious but somehow boyishly optimistic Rial. There's a you look at the life essence of him itself still seems to be contained within this form that you have summoned from the other side.
There's one less heavy beat, like in the back of my head. And I look at Rial and I wonder, does he feel it too now?
Do I though?
Do you feel
The heartbeat of Exxonious being a presence of synthesis.
Oh.
Dude, that is absolutely, because what a great idea I had. Yes, I'm just kidding. That's how DMing is. You just steal and use. No, in this case, yes, your life essence is now in effect borrowed from Divot's. So his revenant call, the purpose of that life, all 6 months, you have 3 of them, he has 3 of them, but that life is to be used extinguishing the shadows of synthesis. And yes, Rial, as you feel your hand, from the predator handshake with Divot, you feel the heartbeat almost passed through his bony arms, past his great scrimshaw, into your arm as well. And you can't help but feel this connection to the other places. You see far off, near where the Malachite Mountains are, the small shadowy outline of a dwarven frame. You see, knowing what you know, still stationed somewhat near Nomble Deer, one of the remaining, if not the only remaining in the Prime after Exxonious, shadowy essence. And then you feel as if somebody opened a back door into your soul. This instant connection between you and the real synthesis. You can almost feel like you're in the Fey court right now. If you recall, Synthesis is currently in the summer court with Queen Titania. And so for a weird moment, you almost feel that lingering permanent sunset that is the Feywild. That warm end of day light on your skin for a moment. You kind of snap back too. But yes, Rial, you also now have the same quest as Divot. You both have the same purpose. And as this heartbeat kind of beats between your arms, you can't help but be pulled toward this massive source of this power that sits before you, thrashing with its own shadows, the shadow dragon Exxonious.
What's funny about that is, even in life, that was my sole purpose. My calling is to exterminate synthesis. Now I just, I'm dancing to the same beat as my buddy over here.
So freaking dope. Oh, man. All right, guys. So we are this is it. So this has all happened, this conversation, this moment. Your all reactions all occur within this time frame of the shadows warring with each other, the pulses of holy light, shadow light, royal blue light. It's like this crazy, just high magic occurring all around you. But the reality in this moment is such. You have 6 seconds until that shadow dragon regains its control. Starting at the top of initiative, Divot, what do you do?
All right. In this moment, I have to put everything that's happened aside for a second and get back to my roots. I've reestablished my connection with the giant, bolty, lightning, evil, dark energy thing.
Remember, you take damage from that. We agreed on that. You take it every
absolutely.
round. Make me a dex save.
Yeah.
I like to think Brian, because he was so close to all of this happening, he's just frozen with his mouth open,
Yeah, he still has his dope eye patch. Remember, because he's bad boy Brian right now. He's smoking a Camel cigarette, and he has an eye patch.
Is a 27 good enough?
Oh yeah, I think a 27. Yeah. It's all fun and games till I'm asking that question. Yes, a 27 is enough. Divot, you take half. You take 3 of necrotic damage. I rolled really poorly.
Word. All right, and I'm going to, if I may, How close is Shadow Dragon to where I am? To the thingy.
10, 20, 30, 40, about 50 feet.
So is he in range
Of
the black bolty lightning that I
yeah,
control?
if you wanted to use your action instead to cast the black lightning upon him, you could do so.
All right, fuck that. I'm gonna put my hands on it, and I'm like, I don't understand this, and I'm gonna cast Shatter.
All right, so where are you casting Shatter at? You're casting it on the dragon himself?
No, I'm casting it into the obelisk thing that the lightning has been coming out of.
Of course you are. All right.
Well.
Okay, Divot. Sweet. Go ahead and cast Shatter.
Here we
Go
go
ahead and do
again.
it. See what happens. Go ahead and do it.
I'm trying, but I can't get it to open. It's so strange.
Brenna, you're one time you're like, he's doing it again.
Oh God.
Did you do it? Did you need me to do it, Divot? You said it was giving you trouble. Oh no,
I
you
think I got it.
Oh my god.
All right. Everybody in the range, which will include Exxonious, of where the black lightning reaches, this whole region, which I think is everybody. Make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Am I? I guess I am in, because I'm pretty far. God damn it.
Don't worry, it's not. You're not eating a full shatter, but this is. Oh! Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Crit hit, Thor crit, Sonic's crit, ding, boom.
Fucking thing.
Oh, Naro. So good. So good. Fire above. Fire above. All right, guys. I actually have one from you already, Bruno, so I don't know why I rolled you twice.
Well, I did one for Brian.
Oh, for Brian. That's why. All right, so it will be already halved from this. And it won't be the thunder damage that it normally is. It will be necrotic damage. So half of 17 would be 8. And then if you fail, you take 8 necrotic damage. If you pass, you take 4 necrotic damage. Now, Divot, you cast Shatter into this black crackling energy source, and you sever the connection between it and the 4-dimensional energy source. So now there's just, because I can't remove it from the map, there's just the kind of echo of this black shadow, but you're no longer being seared by the electricity. Nobody in range needs to worry about that hurting them, and you've basically ended that environmental effect. So, dope use of the spell. I did want to make something clear. When you see the necrotic wave of energy kind of splash off of Exxonious' frame, you see it looks like some of the shadow is absorbed. So, in sheer D&D terms, it looks like he has resistance to necrotic damage.
Tight.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't the white ranger armor that I made with that vial of shadow resistant to necrotic also?
It is, yes. Yes, it is.
So do I even take
You hear
4?
like, doo, doo,
It's like crit?
doo,
Or just like...
Yeah. Yeah, and then also, Brunor, just a reminder, you are also resistant to necrotic damage right now. So you kind of see the same thing. You see the sheer light of the armor, made from the ancient dragon bones that Thoricus wields. You see it consumes some of the shadow. You see the shadows that are all in combat, the soldiers and the shadow demon here by the throne. All of them seem to absorb some of that shadow. So it's just kind of a pulse check, and it seems like most of the people in this room currently seem to be resistant to necrotic damage. So, yes, but that'll definitely help as far as strategy goes with your following actions. So, Divot, at the beginning of your... you're at full anyway. Or no, you're not. Well, no, it's at the beginning of your turn and you hadn't taken any damage yet. I'm sorry. Next turn, you'll get to remember to use a hit dice from the Clan Margera, but it is at the beginning of your turn that effect happens. So,
Yeah.
Divot, that's your action. You got anything else?
Yeah, if I may burn a bardic inspiration point to do mantle of inspiration.
Ooh,
As a
yeah.
bonus action.
What shape are you taking? Is it the six-eyed bear? Is it the six-eyed?
I'm gonna do a throwback to the six-eyed bear, but it's gonna be like a bone bear.
Bone bear. Oh, I don't know why that's so cute.
Cute.
All right, a 6-eye socket bone bear pops and appears before you. You all get some pretty cool stuff. So, a good number of creatures you can see who can see you right now. That's everybody. All of you get that went up, right? It's at
8. Yeah, everybody gets 8 hit points.
8 temporary hit points. Remember, temporary hit points sit at the top of your health, and you take that damage before you take other damage. It doesn't heal your actual health pool. You can still benefit from healing later. But yeah, you have 8 temporary hit points.
And I think because Tynna's gone, I can hit everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including Brian.
Yeah.
And then it can all of you right now in this moment can use your reaction to move your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. Super dope.
Nice. Okay.
Love that.
Just to clarify, that was 8 temporary hit points?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Chop.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to clarify, did I take any of that necrotic damage because of the crit save and the resistance, or?
Yeah, you just take half of the half. So because if you
2.
took 4 from passing, you only take 2.
Yeah.
Oh, 2.
Cool. Thank you. I was, and still am, pretty stoned.
It's a byproduct. All right, so Divot, that's your. So anybody who wants to use their reaction to move, do so right now.
Cool.
No
I'm gonna
AOs.
get-
Brunor, you could move without getting attacked by the dragon. So could Rial. So could Brian.
Bye.
Yeah, that's the cool part. You won't get attacked.
I'm gonna get like right up over here by my friends.
I was gonna say, I have a question. How do we is there any way that we can know how to get the boon of Tuna Hawk activated like we did?
So you guys
Time
saw
much
what
more?
Tynna did. She interacted with the. I know there's kind of people on them right now, so let me move it. She interacted with the book in front of that statue, and there was a check involved. So it took her action to do so, and you can kind of see the conflicting shadow of light and dark. Piercing from either side of the room. You would imagine, just as you receive some boon from this statue, that perhaps the other agents are receiving a boon from that one. But there would be an action involved. Also, remember, you guys are underwater, so your movement speed is halved if you don't have a swim speed. So this ability to move your movement speed right now that is being granted you by Divot is kind of a pretty big deal. Brunor does have a swim speed because she's an aquatic creature, as does Brian.
I'm gonna change my mind. You're right. That book. I got enough chaboys around me with that dark wizard the guy that I rode, who I thought was kind of cool with me right now, but he's probably
Talk
just
about David?
cool. David No, David's
David
not
up
here,
to?
man. Dave's not here, man.
The Cole, or right?
I'm gonna-
The Cobalt, yeah.
Cobalt, yeah.
Yeah, he was the High Priest of Kurtlemark.
Yeah.
He's just living his best life. Good for David.
For David.
His other's living his dreams,
Sorry,
man.
I was.
No, I haven't connected enough with this guy to name him yet.
Well, I just thought about the book because of Gus's new tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
I was inspired by the library.
Oh, the library. Yes, you're
Smells
right.
of rich
the book.
mahogany.
See, I was over here thinking I was gonna have to do like a 900 or something just to get Tuna Hawk's attention, but I'm going for that book.
All right, so you move up to the book. That's your reaction. Again, it's not your guys' turns yet. It's just your movement and reaction. So,
Yeah.
Thoricus, are you moving?
Well, I should.
Anybody who's moving, just go ahead and move your tokens right now.
Cool.
Every square is 5 feet, just like any other map. And again, if you don't have a swim speed, which most of you do not, your movement is halved.
So I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I'm just crouched down behind this thing I broke.
Yeah, you actually have cover, Divot, from this dragon. At least half cover. If you're gonna crouch down, if you're actually gonna crouch, you can get full cover So it'll be harder for the dragon to like get at you.
Yes, please.
What about you, Rial?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some scoochums. This is a rare opportunity, and I wanna. It looks like the Elmiran army. They can take care of this asshole priest. So I'm gonna kind of hunker down with my buds between Divot, the Throne, and Thoricus, and yeah, give this priest the old smell ya. I want none of that.
Okay, yeah, you guys kind of reconvene on the other side of the mithril throne. You know, it's made of pure mithril. I mean, it's like, you know, it's a metal that is in very limited supply, and so especially for you, you know, Thoricus of the roots of the mining people of Kulmara, it's just like this much mithril in like one place is like unheard of, you know. And so it's like you imagine when they talked about the mithril throne that it was just like some other throne that they like painted mithril, you know, and it was like, no, this is like you can almost smell the magic.
It's just mithril coating
that comes off this throne.
It's that.
But yeah, so that's your moves. Brian ended up over with. All right, yeah, so you guys kind of recoup. Divot, that's your action and your bonus action. You go ahead and crouch down there. Like I said, you'll have cover from the dragon where you're at right now. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right, Thoricus, there you go. It is your turn. You see the shadow creature still fighting himself in front of you at the base of the steps, but the transformation into this great shadow dragon is nearly complete.
Is there anything that I can do to attack where this shadow dragon is forming to keep it not forming longer? Did that make sense?
You could try, you can make an Arcana check and see if, you know what I mean? Like, that's a pretty magical thing going on. You don't, you know, you're not really sure, but I would allow an Arcana check, perhaps. Like, you witnessed the events that are causing this disturbance.
You know, Papa's not real smart. So I think I'm gonna skip that Arcana check and just do what I know how to do. I guess since I'm right here, oh wait, it's not, is it my turn or was I able to move that last time? I know I kind of stumbled on my words, but.
Yeah, you can move half, you know, whatever half your movement speed is, you could move. And then now it's your turn and you can use your move to then again move. So right now you have your full movement speed in effect. You have 2 moves.
Cool. Could I please then, climb up the mithril throne onto the top and give the Macho Man Ready Savage elbow drop.
Yeah, you can actually reach. You don't actually have to climb because you're swimming. So you just kind of swim up to the top rope and then, you know, using the weight of your heavy armor and everything. Yeah, but you can, from where you're at, you have the reach to make it to the square in front of him. So yes, you can absolutely do that.
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna hop up here, and I'm gonna hop up here because I'm hopping. I'm not swimming. And then I'm gonna walk over here, and I'm gonna fucking talk shit. I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah," and fucking drop down and just get it.
A little cream of the crop.
Rise to the top.
Let's see how this works out.
Nice. You're attacking the Shadow Priest?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have advantage too. Because he's surrounded. All right, so yeah.
Just the full.
Oh, Mr. 3 attacks! I forgot.
Here it is.
Yeah, I'm going.
Ooh, it's
full
a big
margarita.
the crit. Oh my gosh. Frick.
Extra Parmesan and cilantro.
You got a whole whopping
Extra
1 extra damage with the
Parmesan.
crit, unfortunately.
Love it.
It's like the waiter. It's like, tell me when to stop. Thoricus said, no.
All right, bro. 27 hits. 28 hits. 14 does. Ooh, actually, let me check. I think I remember them not having great AC. Why D&D Beyond? Why have you forsaken me?
Spanish Flea!
You'll never forget it ever.
Actually, yeah, 13 armor class, bro. You got him.
Got him.
Got him even, and then all of those are hits. The last one, a crit. 7 and 8 is 15, 24 plus 9, 33 damage. You flay into the skin of this creature, who is absolutely bleeding now. and looks so close to being dead, but it's not dead yet. You see, again, the just the whir of the dreidel of doom, the tornado of Fucktown. Thoricus Onyxheart just lays down 4 attacks on the Shadow Priest. It's real badly damaged, bro, but it is still there. You got anything else?
Maybe just a snide remark as I end my turn towards him. Be like, well, shouldn't have been standing there.
She's like, all right, sweet. Thoricus, if that's your turn, Rial, you are up.
Papa just did so much work, man.
So much work.
Papa, Lord. You know what? This stupid ass Shadow Priest. He did a bit of a number on me in my past life, but I never forgot. So yeah. Well, let's do some hurting. Since we're underwater, my bow is practically like useless.
Ooh. Yes, I'm sorry, I do have to clarify something because I'm wrong. Thoricus, you would have technically had disadvantage on all the strikes with your axe. Now, it's still the same result. Just remember that moving forward. If you can use the twin strike blade, it doesn't have that penalty. But because it's like you're a big axe and you're underwater, you have disadvantage. You had advantage. Those 2 wash, just your original rolls. You still hit a 27, a 28, a 13, and a crit. All of that still happened. Nothing changes. But just remember that for next time. So yes, Rial, you are right. Like your bow, one of the few times having a bow instead of a crossbow is actually a hindrance is underwater. So yes, sorry, had to clarify that. Continue.
All good, all good. So I'm just gonna shoulder up with best friend and let Scimitar the Rapier do some work. Finesse and water tend to kind of work a little better together. 25?
Oh, that's a hit, buddy. And because
we're all disadvantage? Oh, either way.
you have tons of advantage because you don't have a wash because you're using a rapier. You thrust through the water with relative ease. You do not get the disadvantage. You hit a 25 AC, which is a hit, and also because you have an ally within 5 feet, sneak attack.
Sneak attack, baby. Let's see what that 66 does. All right, buddy. Oh shit, they even give me that option? Do I have to go advanced dice roller?
Yeah, I would just go advanced dice roller, and then there's like the
roll 6.
Yeah, you're right. It only gives you 5. Yeah.
6.
Yeah, just do it that way, and then put it in the advanced rolls.
Extra 26.
All right, Rial. Ooh, big boy damage. So a total of 37 damage, but we're just rolling so hot on that 66. Like I said, it's almost like having a little fireball. All right, Rial, just to remind you, the nickname given to you by our man Ubaru, Rial the Shadow Piercer. What do you do to this guy?
And I mean, last time he saw me, I'm not as rotten at this point. Hopefully being underwater that's not great for corpses, but I still look relatively the same at this point. Just with the,
Yes.
But I do want to just stick him real good and then have best friend come in since I'm right next to him with the hand, and then we just finish her up. Finish them together as best friends.
I know you're picturing it like this awesome, like he helps you forge the sword through. I'm picturing Ghost. And so it's like, you stab him and then suddenly you feel like the strong arms of Thoricus just like wrap around your body. And it's very warm. Like he's a very warm man at all times. And you just feel his like warm embrace as you both like slide this rapier through a shadow together.
I love their friendship.
You have your imagination. I've got mine. All right. Yes, Rial, you see as, again, the Shadow Piercer, the spiritual essence of yourself now. You're testing out the limits of this new body. You're like, it still seems to work like the old one. Swat! You stick in him. Thoricus, you kind of swing, your axe is swinging around and you kind of just slap the back end of the rapier and it blows through him. He is literally eviscerated into shadow. You see the soldiers nearby, they stop punching, it's a little ominous. They kind of like look over at you and you see them turn and they start flying toward Exxonious.
Ooh.
All right, Rial, you got anything else?
You know what? I'm gonna give best friend a nice slap on the shoulder because, man, that was cool. And I'll just go ahead, cutting action dash.
Do it. Right in the ass, baby. Good game. Good game.
Sperm. But yeah, I'm just gonna dash my way back, kind of where we started, over by Divot, behind the throne. Kind of
Awesome.
get ready for
Granting
this
you that.
Exxonious.
That same boon of cover. Nice. Perfect. So you, Rial, if you're done, this is, you see the forming shed of shadow kind of stop its cutting glances, and you see the shadowy form of Exxonious. The flames start, burning off of his body like pulsing embers of shadow. You see he starts aligning himself. The moment is nearly upon you. Brunor, what do you do?
I'm gonna check out this book. It's time to, because reading is what? Fundamental.
All right, Brunor, I'm giving you the option. Now, this is Elmiran lore, so you're going to have advantage, but it is either a religion or a history check, but it is your choice. One of them is harder than the other one, but you don't know which.
Religion or
You've
history
chosen
check?
poorly.
Well, regardless.
Which reminds
wait.
me, Thoricus and Rial both, you both healed a hit dice worth of healing at the beginning of your turn.
I was gonna ask you that.
Sweet.
That is from the Clamorgera statue.
Thank you.
I guess I'm gonna try for history, because I feel like religion can fall under the history umbrella. Maybe it's.
All right, so you're going for a religion?
I'm gonna go for history.
Okay.
Or should I do religion? No, I'm so scared.
We have not had a ton of luck with history.
Historically speaking.
I guess.
Recently though, you guys have
feel
passed
like-
the mystery checks.
I feel like a history check is my, Brenna's version of Exxonious. Like, I need to beat a history check.
Respect. Yeah.
This is the true BBEG showdown right here. Is this book a book against Brunor?
Oh my god, that's so true. Okay.
All right, make the call. Here it comes. You have advantage. All right, Brunor.
Well,
You see the dark hands of history. Reach out. You try attuning to. I am going to take this. This will be your action. You still have a bonus action. You still have a move. But this will be your action. Unfortunately, Brunor, as you look into the text, all you can remember is the last time you were in the Coral Throne Room, and you remember sword fighting with the man at arms. The head of the head general, a good man, at your father's bequeath. To train you in the ways of swordsmanship. And in your mind, you can see Ulara reading this exact book, just like you're supposed to be reading right now. And you're like, yes, but my swordsmanship. And you're just kind of like fighting with the swords and putting off your studies. And you're like, I bet stupid Ulara knows this book in and out and would, of course, stupid Ulara. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, with a 12 history, you are unable to bend the dark magics of Tuna Hawk to your aid.
damn it. Poopy. Okay. Sorry to use dirty
Check,
language,
not
guys.
save, right?
What's that?
Huh?
I said that was a check and not a save, right?
A check,
so
correct.
you couldn't use Indomitable.
Correct.
Ooh, girl, I gotta save that for later.
That is a case where a bardic inspiration could be used, or things like bless would have given things. There's certain
Right, you know
elements.
what? Some shit, just sometimes, this is just how it goes, right? This is just what it is, and I gotta deal with it and move on, and so I'm gonna just... it's fine. It's fine, I can't read books. I'm not a bookly person.
I tried.
I'm an action person.
You're like trying to ride the book. It's like, Bruno, that doesn't work. You can't ride the book.
Damn it. I'm not gonna ride the book, but I am going to hop on top of this Shadow Priest again.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
If you can't read, you ride.
All right, so you can get on him, but you can't move him.
That's fine.
You slide your feet back onto
That's all
his
it
leathery
means,
bat
right?
wings and feel his horns in front of you.
Fucking mission accomplished.
So I can get on him, but I can't move him if I had a nickel. Okay. Listen. Cool. So that's my movement. And I guess we're gonna just call it a motherfucking day.
All right. Brunor, you kind of look down at this searing gauntlet, you know, as you grab one of the horns. The damage that it's done to you, I just wanted to clarify, you're not eating disintegrates every turn, but it has like seriously like burned through the skin near your elbow, and you can actually see like your own bone through some of the seared flesh. That's
why my rolls are shit, is because Brunor's like, and you're like trying to do stuff at the same time and reading the book and then going,
using the light from the green fire to read.
There wasn't a manual with it. I just pulled it off of him. If there was a manual, I would have tossed you the manual, but there wasn't one. I'm sorry.
My skin searing, burning. My own screaming. I'm sorry. I can't stop screaming.
All right, dudes. The end of Brunor's turn brings upon the next round of initiative. You see the shadows finally focus for the Shadow Dragon, and he is actually Divot. You see the great shadow creature before you. You know, the largest dragon that you've seen alive to this point. And he bears down, you know, you can still sense that beating acorn that lies within his chest as well. It calls to both you and Rial in this moment. You feel that power source of synthesis, that connection to him in all the places that he exists, now feeling near Nambaldir, one in the Feywild, and three of these sources now in this room. It's as if synthesis himself is almost watching in every corner, but you just can't make him out. But now it's such a convergence of all of his energy sources. This great magical occurrence is transpiring. Divot, it is the top of initiative. The shadowy crackling energy no longer courses through your body. What do you do?
Oh man. All right. I realize that there's no way to win this fight through conventional means, right? Am I close enough to get to the dragon?
So you don't have a swim speed, so 5, 10, 15, I think you could make it up to this first candle here. Unfortunately, by choosing to take cover, it does kind of like put you a little bit farther away from him. So you could make it to about that candle, and then you'd still be about 20 feet away.
All right, hear me out. I'm gonna turn to, Jesus Christ, this is dumb. I'm gonna turn to my friends next to me, and I'm gonna be like, we can't beat him through conventional means. Take me there, and I'm gonna use polymorph to turn myself into a rock grub.
All right, bro.
You can hitch a ride on Brian. Or just get thrown there.
All right, Divot, you turn into a rot grub. You use your spell. Let me see, do I have stats for a rot grub? I don't.
Rod grub.
All right, so Divot, you why don't you so what's your intention?
Okay, so basically what rot grubs do is they get inside of you and they burrow towards your heart. They're like one of the most unassuming things that can kill you. But I'm a sentient rot grub, so I want to get in him and go for the acorn.
All right, so I'm gonna allow this because it's awesome. And there's a long-standing thing in Dungeons and Dragons when your players try to go inside of things. It's more fun to let them try. So, Divot, here's the pros and cons. You will be taking damage when you're inside of this dragon, and damage has the ability to knock you out of polymorph. So, if you, I like what your idea is. I'm sniffing some of the finer points of this concept. But I want you to know there will be, and you don't really know, you're not, keen on dragon, physics. You're not Thoricus with his extensive knowledge of dragon peens, but specifically to peen. You think this could work, but there is, there's going to be some very important concentration checks along the path toward what I think you might be trying to do. So there you go. That's the D&D of it. I allow you to turn into a rock grub. You are there, like I said, you can still move your movement and then have done that, so you can be as close as there, or you could get on top of Brian if you wanted to have Brian be the delivery source or whatever.
Can I once I turn into a rock grub, can I slither over onto one of my teammates' quivers and just position myself on an arrowhead?
Yes, you can. Real, you see the, you kind of look back. Now again, you quickly realize you can't shoot an arrow in this instance. So if you want, you can apply him to the tip of your rapier, or however you want it, or if you have a dagger or some kind of piercing thing to throw, javelin, any of the sort. Yes.
He can rest wherever he wants. I got the magic fingers that'll do the rest. So
boom.
Got you, buddy.
There it is. All right, Real. You feel, the rot grub form of Divot, the lightning dodger, the lightning dancer now. Geez, you've been all up in that lightning. Grow into a form on your shoulder. Divot, is that the rest of your turn?
Yeah, so the way I want it to work, if I can, just narratively, I want my body to all of a sudden be eaten up by rot grubs.
Ooh,
and then
cool.
they all die away but one, and that's the one that swims over.
And he looks really dope. It's that one super dope rock grub. I bet that's Divot. No, that's awesome. Yeah, you just see your body is kind of as if the dial of a clock is rotated super fast. You're just consumed by thousands of these magical rot grubs, and then you're whoop. Then you're just one little rot grub that lands, on the shoulder of Real. You're kind of you feel a little tiny beating rot grub heart on your shoulder.
Oh.
All right, Thoricus, what do you do?
I'm sorry. Oh, it's actually my turn now. That was just before. Right. Okay, good.
Don't forget, you get the hit dice at the beginning of your turn, if you still have any hit points that you're missing. Divot, you did too as well, just in case you forgot.
I was Papa's full at 114. I'm just trying to see. I'm so sorry. I don't have my readers on. Papa's getting old. There's no more enemies on the left side of the map. Is that correct?
Correct. The soldiers that were battling that shadow demon have now joined the fight against the shadow dragon Exxonious. So they have charged up to it.
Cool. And Brunor is riding the other one.
Brunor is riding the other one, yes.
Okay, so to get that Daniel Boone, one of us would have to adventure our little dwarven asses pretty far with not a swim speed.
I would say, to be fair, you could reach Brian's tail with your movement. So if you wanted to get over and then have Brian kind of move you around, because again, he does have the swim speed, that would be allowed. So you can make it that far with your movement to get onto his tail. But that is as far as you could get with your natural movement.
And did Brian get a movement on his turn?
Brian will get a chance to move, yes, on Brunor's turn.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, and then could I prep an action if I were to grab onto his tail, and if Brian were able to get... Brian wouldn't be able to get all the way over to the book, though, huh? That's pretty far.
No, he could. I think he has a 60 swim speed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he could get to the book.
Okay. Fucking let's do that. With your highness, with your, fucking... whatever the term... I don't have good vocabulary. I'm a dwarf. Can I use Brian? Can I use Brian? Can I?
Oh.
Shot. Thank you. All right. Then yes, I will do that. I will use whatever move I have to get right about Cha and grab a hold with my meaty dwarven mitts onto the thick boy's tail and prep to... Oh, God. You know what? Both are just terrible for me, so we'll go fucking prep and history check
I love this idea. Brunor's like, I can't get it, and Thoricus is like, I'll get it. And you start jumping over. Yeah, you land on Brian.
I'm almost 200 years old.
I'm cool with that. When Brian gets to the book, you will be able to use your action to attempt that same check to try to skew these magical energies in your favor. That would be your move, and your reaction was spent to ready that action. So if you don't have any bonus action stuff, I think that would be the end of your turn, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to heal, because that would be the only other thing that I would normally do. So yeah, I'm all done, sir.
All right, sweet. Boom. All right, you see the giant form of Exxonious kind of floating there in front of him, and you see he looks down at these three, soldiers of Elmira that now stand in front of him, attempting to stop him from coming at you guys, and he just, oh, children of shadow, you are nothing but an energy source for me. And you see he starts drawing in the shadow essence of their bodies, drinking their shadowy forms into himself. You see all three of them, boop, 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 are consumed. Their mithril armor, tink, 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 lands on the ground at the base of where their form once stood. And you see this black ball of magic burning in his mouth. Exxonious' laughter emanating through the swarm of shadow. He continues laughing. Let us play this out, sea serpent. And he blows a giant breath weapon at Brian, Thoricus, Rial, and Divot. Rial and Divot, you will have advantage on this saving throw because you have cover. So the fiery shadow breath of Exxonious is blown out. DC 18 dexterity saving throw, or take 56 damage.
Ooh. Shit, you said.
Brian crit.
Brian, because that's bad boy Brian. His eye patch made that go down. All right. If you fail, which I don't think. Let's see here. Oh gosh, Rial crit too. Oh, this fight's gonna be tight. I'm gonna need to load another bolt. All right. So, holy crap. Thoricus, you didn't have advantage, so you fail. You take 56 necrotic damage. It is necrotic, though. So you take half. You take 28.
Ooh, sweat.
Brian, he takes 28. He passes. He takes 28 necrotic damage. Divot, you pass with a 19. You take 28 necrotic damage. Rial, you with a 16, you actually. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, I hit for a crit that didn't happen. You. Oh no, you had advantage because you were behind it.
Yeah.
So yes, all hits were proper. So you pass, and because it is an area of effect spell, your evasion comes into play. Rial, you actually take no damage.
Goose egg.
Which is really nice in this case, as those who are taking this damage can testify. So again, 56 if you fail, 28 if you pass. Is anybody brought to 0 by that damage?
I mean, I probably am in my current form, right?
That is actually a great point. Yes. Oh, that sucks.
Unless I'm like hidden in the quiver of the arrow that I'm
All right, Divot, let's do it. You want to go 50% chance that you... No, you're on Rial. You are on Rial. Rial evades the blast entirely. Divot, you don't take damage from that. That's dope. No, but yes, Rial takes 0 damage. He completely evades the shadowy breath weapon of this dragon.
Hey, way to keep it above board and still do the cool things somehow.
No, I love it when those two things work out.
And I just imagine it's like I just cover him on my shoulder, like, what?
Yeah.
Little buddy.
Not my new buddy.
I got you, Jiminy.
But yes, Brunor, you also take half of any damage because it is necrotic damage. So, because of the gauntlet that you're currently wielding. Like I said, you haven't attuned to it yet. There might be more candy to it, but that's what you get from eating that disintegration. So, holy crap, dope. Now he is going to. You see he like looks at you and kind of like after the blast goes and you guys haven't been reduced to shadowy ash. You see he smiles almost with some abject pride. He's like, I knew this battle would be legendary. And he flaps his wings back into the area with all the pews. And you see the waves of black shadow magic start spinning around him like a whirlwind. All 100 of these shadows that battle in the jury starts blending into this strange, shadowy, cosmic whirlpool around him. You see as the agents of shadow, even in the midst of their fight against one another, are all just kind of cast into a tornado of shadow that wraps around the dragon. You see he laughs. I shall consume all of your people if they will not yield to my might, sea serpent. And that's where we're gonna pick it up after intermission, guys. Ooh. Ooh. There was some, we have done it today, friends. Holy crap, guys. Guys, we do a 10-minute intermission. Incredible fan art, incredible submissions from friends, artists, people that just like the show and have decided to be inspired by it, make some cool pictures for us. Amazing. Jay Taylor, Sean, Vlad, everybody, all this amazing original music by Sandy Stein. Listen here, 10 minutes, definitely pee, definitely get your water, but turn the volume up so that you can listen to these sweet jams at the volume that they should be appreciated. Sandy is an incredibly brilliant man, and all of our music is original and created by the same guy, which, holy crap, that's awesome. Give us 10 minutes, guys. Certainly, it is going to be a wild one, so don't go anywhere. We will be back in 10 minutes to continue the showdown in the Coral Throne Room. Welcome back, buds, to Weed&d, pod positive live tabletop role-playing experience. Holy shit. We are in the midst of quite an epic battle in the Coral Throne Room of Elmira. We've got shadow dragons. We've got Rial died for a bit and is back and is now a revenant, and him and Divid are sharing their life force. Guys, shit has been just happening tonight, and I'm here for it. I'm excited to get back to it, and honestly, I think that's what we should do. So let me kick some of these jams. And we jump back in. You guys are in the Coral Throne Room. You know, the shining mithril throne still sits protecting both Rial and Divid in Rothgrub form, hiding on his shoulder from the blast of the searing shadows of the dragon Exxonious, the strongest agent of Sithis. You see, has now retreated, flapping his massive black shadowy wings and disappearing into a shroud of shadows. All the battling shadows in the pews now swirl around him like a massive, like shadowy tornado. You see, it's hard to see him. It's almost as if his essence is split between all these shimmering souls. Their cries and moans echoing out like a sorrow song of sadness from around him as this wisping pure shadow kind of protects him from you in this moment. You see, you just hear the laughing shadow. He is content not to bring this fight to you and let you rather come to him. He's no fool, but it is Rial Othravon. We jump to you. You feel the shadow being basically sucked from the room around you and fed to this massive shadow dragon before you. What do you do?
Well, first things first, I need to consult with my little buddy. I know even whether he's a rock grub or a six-eyed bear, he's got that telepathy, so I'm gonna ask him, like, how do you want to get in there? Do you have a preferred orifice, or are you gonna, what are you thinking?
I'm just like, I send a mental image of like a black heart. I'm like as close to that as possible.
Okay, that'll do. And since he is retreating into the shadows like a bitch, and my move speed is reduced, I think I can get about here if I throw my dash in there. It would
Correct.
be my normal 30.
Yes.
Sweet.
You
And then
kind
I've
of
got-
push your feet off the throne and like a little torpedo through the water, go about 60 feet.
Okay, which I need that because I'll use the remaining 30 to Mage Hand Ledger Domain. I'm pretty sure rot grubs are less than 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And just sneakily, it's an invisible hand, so we're just gonna get him right on over to that dragon. Snack time, baby!
I love it. All right, Rot Grub Divot. You feel this magical hand go around you. It's somehow still kind of moist, and even underwater. And you feel it kind of pick you up off of him, and through magical energy, Riao, you can get it to him. So let me just double check, because he does have a little bit of some. He has some boons while he's in this shadow. But that is not one of them. It is not a disadvantage on attacks. So how would you like to put Divot into this? Because and your answer will reflect how difficult it may or may not be. I'm sure it's going to be hard either way. You're putting something inside of a dragon.
Right. Maybe if it gives Divot a little extra protection, if I can go like around the belt, so there's something, in between, an extra layer that he would have to get through. And I mean, that's not too far, We're kind of in that same torso region, at least, if he's able to burrow in.
All right, so you're going to make a ranged spell attack, okay? Which I think is on your spell stats. It should be on there as well. So it's a d20 plus your ranged spell attack modifier. That's going to be against the AC of the dragon. And depending on the outcome will depend on how beneficial it is or is not to Divot.
Okay. So you said a d20 first.
What kind of ammo are you using today? Spell Snapper!
22? Oh, shit.
Biggity. Baggity.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, everyone.
Oh, man.
Man,
Oh, yes.
fun.
All right.
Hot dog.
With a critical hit on your ranged spell attack. So, Divot, your goal, if I'm not mistaken, you're attempting to bore to the shadowy heart of this dragon. Is that your plan?
Yeah, I assume that like his like acorn essence from Sisyphus is located in a similar location to where the other ones were.
Correct. So, the mechanic I had considered that the length of time to bore into this chest was going to be pretty high, just based on chance with a d6. So the crit of Riao is going to remove one. So Riao, go ahead and roll me a d4.
All right. Bam, bam.
Yes.
A 4.
All right. So, instead of the 4 rounds that it would have taken, each round again, you will be saving against a damage that might knock you out of your polymorph. But because of the crit, we're going to reduce it in half. So, Divot, you're 2 rounds from being able. Now, I'm not saying like that's you touch him and he dies, but that's where you and I will have the interplay between what occurs in that moment. But there will be 2 rounds where you have to basically not get knocked out of your polymorph.
Okay.
But that's a dope crit. So you see you almost like the magic hand almost stuffs you down the throat of the dragon, even as his smile kind of like fades in the shadows as all these wisping souls swim around him. You still manage to land true with that sweet natural 20. Very nice, Riao.
Hey, thank you, dice gods. Shit. All right. They're into rot grub shit, so I'm just like, yeah, get him in there.
Yo, Rial rolled a 420.
Holy shit, you're
Oh,
absolutely
yo, you
right.
did roll a 420.
What a beautiful, happy belated, man,
I mean, that's amazing. Okay. So, from the statue of Clam Margera, this benevolent golden light that kind of just permeates around where the statue sits, you guys see a boom, pulsating pulse, how about that? A giant golden pulse of this healing energy. and you feel the familiar warm glow of the healing magics of Tynna Smoothhands. You get all of you are currently healed for 9 damage. This wave of gold spills over you as you feel a mass healing word wash over your skin. The holy light of Tynna, although not present, still benefiting you in this moment, as you all get a little sweet kiss of some of that healing magic. You still also are getting the benefit of the hit dice at the beginning of each of your turns, which, Brunor, it is the beginning of your turn. What do you do?
Oh boy, okay. So, I'm gonna give this book a go again. Because I want to. But first, just kind of first and foremost, I want to have Brian roll his health, the hit die.
Yes.
Thing. But on his character sheet, I just want to know what.
Oh, because he's a monster, just go ahead and give him yours. It's just easier that way. He can have a Brunor hit dice healing.
Yay! Christmas.
Brian is a homebrewed creature now, so there's a little clunkiness between the Dracodile creature. And nice. 9 more on top of the healing. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, Tynna has. Go ahead and add that to him. I'm just going to double check. Remember, life clerics heal for an additional amount, so you guys will actually get a little bit more. Just gotta load up my girl. Boom, 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 boom.
He's getting it. Right. He's getting back.
He's
getting strong. He's up to 26 now.
Life 2 plus the spell's level, so you guys all get an additional 5 healing from that pulse. Again, it is that Tynna brand of healing, that disciple of life magic. She is quite a strong healer, and even in her absence, you're getting some benefit from that. So that's the end of Tynna's turn. Brunor, you are up.
Yeah, baby. Okay. So I'm gonna try to give in this book another go, but this time I'm gonna see what religion things I can remember from when we'd fall asleep in church. So.
All right, so you'll have, having already attempted to peruse the lore of the book, you will have advantage on this check.
Well, pray for daddy. Well.
Brunor, you remember being at church and you were like, the priest is giving a sermon and you're like sword fighting with somebody.
Yeah. I'm always trying to write everything.
Yes.
I'm like, hold on a second. And I just like would get on people's shoulders and they're like, stop it. Like,
But it's like church, they don't want to, they're like trying to quietly get you off of them, and you can't help but like realize like as you sit on the shoulders of another creature right now, how perhaps just as in your education, perhaps a little more focus could have been spent on the religious scripts of the people of Elmira, as unfortunately, again, you are unable to bend whatever boon is being granted by Tuna Hawk to your side.
Asses, 100 asses. Okay, so then I can't remember how, could I ready like a blocking action if somebody tries to take any sort of, like if Exxonious tries to shoot some shit at me, can I like ready myself for that? Or
so with your move, you could give yourself cover. You can just get basically behind this little altar where the book is. You would have to dismount the shadow demon, but you would just hop off over and you could hide behind this little pillar here, which would give you cover and advantage if you were to send any shadowy beams your way.
Cool. I'm gonna do that and take the book with me and kind of tuck behind the thing and like have my knees up, like a kid like trying to read a comic book at night, but they have to go to bed soon, So
yes.
I'm just like perched up trying to like. This thing, by the way, is still burning and it hurts, but I'm getting used to it a little bit more. But I'm like, like, so I'm using the light, trying to read the book.
Yes.
Over.
So you're kind of posted up back here, perusing this sacred text. Like surely you're just missing some key element of this seemingly magical book, but you just can't quite figure it out. It is you got if you're done, I believe it's Brian's turn.
Yes.
Oh, don't forget to take your healing from the hit dice as well.
Yes, I think I'm actually sitting kind of pretty because of those temporary hit points. But Brian, Brian is gonna take Thoricus over to me behind the thing.
Yeah, he was gonna try to bring him over and give old Thoricus a chance at that book.
Cool.
With your positioning, I'm totally fine. Like, he has enough move. He can bring you back there. I love the concept of the two fighters, like, putting their head together to figure this book out. I love it so much.
Yeah.
We hide behind this altar. We'll be able to have time to figure out the words of the book and not... Fuck. No.
Rial's standing out there by himself, like.
I know, yeah. I know, right? Like, we're just like, what dragon? Huh?
Awesome. All right.
The least roguish thing I've ever done. Just
Thoricus, you fly by, drop behind the pillar, and you see Brunor kind of sit there with the book, the burning gauntlet on her hand, like a nightlight, so she can read it. We determined that was your action for your set for your prepared action. Do it, Thoricus. Let's see. Maybe you're like idiot. You're holding the book upside down, but she's not. But you're just like used to dwarven writing, so you flip it upside down. Maybe it works for you. What do you got, Thoricus?
Oh, pray for me, buds.
come on, Papa.
Oh, Papa Skitty.
Wait, are we in Thoricus's turn now?
No, it was my prepared action.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh man.
It wasn't as prepared as I wanted it to be.
Unfortunately, Thoricus, your prepared action is used. You're trying to look at the book. You try it both ways to see if maybe Brunor's kind of trying to pull it back. Like, no, dude, this is my book. And you guys are just kind of like, fighting over the book a little bit. And unfortunately, neither of you, with a 7 and an 11, which is fun, are able to pull that one off. So it is Brian's turn still. That was his move. He still has an action if you wanted him to do anything.
Can Brian do it?
I try to read the book.
Heck yeah, he can. Heck yes, he can. He's like, you idiots. And he's just.
Yeah.
I just picture it like Winter, just his snoot like comes between you. He's like sniffing the book, just.
So
what do
he has new enlightenment. We've spoken of this. So we're gonna give him a D20 plus 2. That'll be his, he's not trained. He does have advantage. He is also familiar in Elmiran lore. He, all these pictures of you riding and fighting things, you see like in the corner of the room is Brian like, yes, lore and history. But
Man, come on!
you see, that's Brian.
I'm so tired.
As Brian tries to help you guys out of this jam, the Dracotile and the two fighters are all currently fighting over a book that none of them seemingly can read.
Oh my god. We're all gonna die.
All right. Sorry, my camera. All right, so unfortunately, that is Brian's turn. Brunor, is that the end of your turn?
That's yep. There you go.
Divot. You're still kind of searing from the shadow bolt, magic that was thrust at you from the dragon. No, you're inside. I'm sorry, Divot. You are inside the dragon. So here we go. You have two more. So this round, as you kind of go through this creature, again, there is like a permeating shadow that you kind of go through where his breath weapon sources from. Make me a DC 18 Constitution save.
All right.
Whoa.
Nice.
There you go.
That's pretty nice. That cuts the damage down, and boo, half of this. Ooh, I rolled well, and then I rolled bad. So 7.5 of that is 3. All right, David, you take 3 necrotic damage. That is damage, however. So you will have to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw or lose concentration on polymorph. Oh.
All right, cool. Here's what I want to do, if I may.
Yep.
All right. So the rot grub was a vehicle for getting through the hide of the animal. Now that I'm inside, a rot grub really doesn't cover a lot of ground very quickly. So I'm just gonna, now that I'm inside of the thing, turn back into me.
All right, Divot. In the joy of every great dungeon master determining the physics on the fly of being inside of a creature, you will be, you are out of polymorph. You know, as you kind of, rather than let it be knocked out, you make the decision. You are inside of a creature in a chaotic and pretty hostile environment. You know, swirling chaos of shadow and magic. You will, on your next turn, get to make your attempt at whatever you're trying to do with this dark heart. In which case, I'm sure it will come down to a roll of the dice in some way. But as for right now, no additional damage. You took the searing pain after saving the con save of the dragon's shadow from within it, and then are no longer a rot grub.
All right. Well, if I may, I would like to try to sense, because everybody who's been infected with Sisyphus has been a little different. Rial was a good soul who was bonded to him through a technicality, whereas like I don't know what's up with Exxonious.
Okay,
So-
yeah, give me an Arcana check, Divot, as you try to kind of like attune to this wild magic around you. Perhaps, as you have with your Fey magics before, you can pick out some of the strains of memory from within. Ooh, nice.
All right, 23.
23. Divot, you start watching as some of this like swirling chaos that burns at your skin as you stand inside of this massive creature of shadow. And with your connection to the Feywild magics and the familiarity to those strange, the subconscious mind, you start kind of picturing certain memories around. And you see basically the anointing of Exxonious as the chosen champion of Sisyphus. Sisyphus in these memories is but a frail old man, a body so stitched together with remnants of time that the skin itself sags from the bone, similar to the one that you witnessed in the summer court. But in these visages, Sisyphus needs a physical champion, someone to run his armies in the realm of men. And it was Exxonious, the shadow dragon, the corrupted, who signed this contract. So rather than in the case of some of your other adversaries, it appears the bond between Exxonious and Sisyphus is not a result of, say, a corruption of some kind, but rather a position that Exxonious is tremendously proud to hold.
Okay. So I sense that like their essence is very much like entwined.
Absolutely. In fact,
Okay.
that like there's an element of, in order for Sisyphus to have the power he has in this area, he needed to seed that power into one person. Now, the source of the acorn coming from near Nambuldir is also a pretty powerful source, but this is the shining shadow in the world right now, currently the largest source of Sisyphus's power.
All right, cool.
All right, so next round, Divot, you'll get to attempt whatever interaction you want to with the shadow, and I personally can't wait. Thoricus, we come to you. You're back here. Sorry, I took Brian, but not you. You're back here with Brunor, all three of you, nosing through this book. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna break out the readers and say, you know what? I forgot. The reason I couldn't decipher what this said was because I couldn't see what the letters were. So let me throw these on real quick and Shabuya.
Tosses him on with advantage. He gets a 15. All right. Thoricus, you begin reading through the book, and you're kind of understanding some of the metaphor and the allegory. In that, the great warrior Tynna Hawk was so proficient with his blade, it was as if he struck a moment before the blow itself actually occurred. And so it appears that this statue itself is augmenting the other side with basically a bonus to their attacks. So how that translates for you, like actually taking over the power of the book, unfortunately a 15 was not enough. But you do know what it's doing, and it will increase any further checks to augment the energies. It'll lower the DC of those checks.
Hell yeah. Well, Papa's work is done.
You still have a bonus action if you wanted to do anything with that. Don't forget any healing from the healing, the hit dice at the beginning of your turn.
I mean, I just have to roll that? Really?
Yeah, you just roll that. It's just like, just hit the hit dice, and then basically you just get that at the beginning of each of your turns, while Clan Margera is active.
Right. Okay. That was a terrible roll. But it doesn't matter. I am only down 3 hit points from my max, so...
Nice. All right, so you're all kind of hiding behind this big giant throne here. I'm going to go ahead and make this visible. Its breath weapon recharges on a 5 or a 6. These ones are always fun. Its breath weapon does not recharge. Nice. Now that doesn't mean that he doesn't get to just still jack up Rial real quick. So here we go, Rial. You see this swarm of shadow in front of you. He's going to basically shoot forward 10, 20, and then he's got reach. It's from this cloud of shadow rather than like the form of the dragon itself. You just see this flurry of shadowy claws and teeth, like several at once, as if there's like a shadow hydra hiding from within this bulbous magic of shadow. And all these blows kind of fly at you at once. Now, mechanically, they only operate as normal attacks, just so you know. So he does have, you get 2 claw attacks. Oops, I did it wrong. Wow, 1 is a 1. Oh, shit crit.
Whoa.
Take that.
Shit crit.
Other. Oh, I did the bite on accident first. So we'll do the bite first. The bite is a 17 AC.
That hits.
All right, so the bite, 17 piercing and 3 necrotic.
Ew.
So as it bites, you feel some of the shadow inject into your arms. The swinging claws close behind, a flurry of attacks. One of them was a complete miss, and then the other one is a 22 AC. You see one of the claws comes through, hitting you for 13 slashing damage.
Okay. May I please apply some uncanny dodge to that bite? Because I didn't like that much.
Yes. Yeah,
Cool.
do you use a reaction for that, or is it just happens? You just pick
It's reaction every turn, yeah.
All right, so you see he kind of like, again, this is, dragons are immensely intelligent. You see he kind of gauged you would do that and uses this opportunity to retreat back into the shadow because you can't use your opportunity. And so he shifts back. Now, he hides as a bonus action.
Oh, no.
He goes into the shadows, and here we go. DC 20, or not DC, D20, then plus 8. All right. He disappears from your sight. You know he's in there. You can attack him with disadvantage. He's basically invisible at this point. But he is hidden in this wall of shadows. To perceive him, you have to beat a 24 DC. He rolled real hot on his stealth. So you see he retreats back into the shadows after a flurry of attacks at you, Rial, and now hides in the circling cyclone of shadow that he's surrounded by. That is the end of his turn. Rial, what do you do?
A question real fast.
Yes.
Speaking of him being hidden, do Divot and I still, well, Divot's in the guy, so Yeah, I'm sure he knows, but are we still getting the...
Yes, you guys you always know, as part of your Revenant thing, you always know where they are. And so in your case, this ability to hide, not quite as effective. So you won't suffer the same disadvantage on your attack.
Okay. That sounds good. Thank you for clearing that up. I just wanted to double check.
That's part of your life. I mean, you only have 3 months left, you know? Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, exactly.
Enjoy it, man.
So being out in the open's not a very me thing. It just kind of ended up that way. But I'd like to kind of do the same as before, use full movement with swim speed and the dash to get 30 feet towards the altar in the book. And I don't think I can make it all the way, but if I can get a read on Best Friend and see if we can mentally, if I can try and figure it out while I'm making my way there.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, like, I mean, you guys have your Rocky
What does the
Talkies.
symbol look like? Like, describe this so we can...
All right, yeah. I dig it. Yes, you can do that. You'll get to make the check, Rial, based on basically, like, Thoricus just starts reading it too. Like, all 3 of you are looking at the book and you're like, hold up, Rial's coming. Shh, everybody shut up. You know, and yes, you'll get to make the check on your turn here, Rial. What do you, which way do you wish to go? Do you wish to consider the history of the metaphors you're being told by Thoricus, or consider their religious value?
Let's see. I'm the same stat-wise on either, but, you know, Papa, how old are you now, Papa? You're
199.
99. Just wait. We still got to get to that 200th birthday, but I know you've seen
It's
a lot
in
of
3 months and 2 days.
Damn it! Just pencil me in, please. I'll try and make it.
Cut to Thoricus just eating a cake by himself.
Oh, Papa Mornicus. Watch Morning Murders every Monday with your girl, Brenna Folger.
Shameless plug. Fucking hilarious pun. Best Friend just coming through. I'm saying.
Every time. All right.
Oh, but you know,
so, Rial, which one are you gonna go with?
I've never met a 199-year-old that doesn't tell a damn good story. So let's go history.
Oh my god.
Merciful Christ. Green Lady, what
You gotta
did we
stop
do?
doing that.
We
What
gotta
did we
stop
do?
drinking, guys. We gotta read a book every once in a while, for fuck's sake.
You know what?
I'm
The
just
combined
saying.
might of Rial Othervon through the aid of the telepathic magic of the walkie-talkies that links him and Thoricus' minds, the lore abilities of Brunor the Serpent, true prince of the kingdom, Thoricus Onyxheart, the Stone Reaver himself, and Brian the Dracodile are unable to crack this code.
Oh my god.
Tuna Hawk was a tough walnut shell to crack, you know?
Tuna Hawk is a deep, deep metaphor, man. Wait, are we Tuna Hawk? All right. I'm sorry. The dice are hilarious, and no. So, Rial, you got anything else to do on your turn?
Nah, I'm spent. That's it.
All
Reading's
right.
hard.
I'm going to grant. Sorry, this is the effect of the ghostly eminence of Tynna. You guys are going to feel the blessing of Shantia's light, as let me see, number of all of you. 3 creatures. She's gonna upcast it. So all of you get bless for up to a minute. When you roll an attack, you can add a D4 to it, or a saving throw. Not a skill check. I'm sorry, but you all do get blessing. So Brunor, you feel the bless of the light of Shantia, though her primary agent be missing from the room in this moment. Her impact long felt. You feel the golden light pool over your skin. What do you do?
Okay. I just want to give this one more try. But I also feel like we're all over here, so we're pulling aggro. And I just don't want all my friends to die at once.
I don't want to fight him over in the big courtroom of shadow cyclone fuckness that's over there either. Like he's waiting for us to come to him. Like we might as well stay over here and keep trying to read the book because
But
he's
he
just
can.
gonna stay over there.
But his
right?
breath weapon can eventually reach us, and we will all die together instead of. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll die together.
And they read
At
the
least
book
we'll
in the
die-
afterlife.
That is a valid point.
At least we'll die together, right? Okay, fucking
That's what I
Louis.
was hoping. Right?
I will be transparent. Your DC on this check is now 15 instead of 20. The passing of Thoricus has lowered it to a 15, but it is a 15.
Oh.
Damn. Cool. And then let's just see what Brian does because it's fun.
The chosen one.
Brian.
Credit for Brian.
Oh, the Brian man. That thick, well-read boy.
Oh, God.
He's thick, he's wiggly, and he's highly
So well
intuitive
spoken.
of religious symbolism. All right, you see the heightened, enlightened eyes of Brian the Dracodile as you're all kind of trying to figure out what these many different meanings could possibly mean, and you see Brian just eats the book.
Didn't even think about that. Didn't think about that, did we?
And you're all kind of looking at each other for a second, and he's, his big, thick, wiggly body, he's looking at you guys, and you see him, he kind of like feels it kind of rumble around in his tummy, and then you see the same glowing light now shifts over and is basking from the, I'm just going to hide it up here because I don't want to like take away your token control.
Just every time he opens his mouth, it's like,
you know what
The light.
There we go. So yes, the light begins. That's what I should have done in the first place. Put him on the map layer. There we go. So yeah, the purified light washes over the frame of the statue of Tynna Hawk, and his great piercing trident that he would use in battle, the bow at his feet. You see, as the light washes over you guys, you all get +2 to your attacks. So now, also in conjunction with the purified light of the the Clam Margera statue, you see the light is keeping the shadow at bay a bit. He is not able to move these shadows into this room. He would have to come out of it like he did when he attacked Rial, but he's not able to draw this shadow with him and thus benefit from the shadowy goodness the Shadow Dragons so love. Unfortunately, so that it does have a condition. It has kind of like made a light glow in the room and makes some of what he wanted to do a little bit harder. So good on you guys. Great. Brian, he kind of just swallows that book, and that seems to have done it.
I love him. I love my thick, wiggly boy. Cool. So now we have like safe space, home base, big disgrace. I want to hop back on this guy.
Nice. You see the shadowy agents are just kind of like punching their fists into his stomach, and they're just kind of holding each other at bay. Neither them or he have really done much in initiative other than fought each other.
Oh, would it be an action, or can I use my bonus action to like send these guys Exxonious' way?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, I just kind of want to direct them like let's go get this motherfucker. Let's get him, boys.
You see they stop punching and they look up at you. Their Centurion helmets all turn at the same time, and their body like phases to match as they begin flying over toward Exxonious.
Do I need an animal handling roll for this guy?
Yeah, because maybe you can move him. Nice, 22, you absolutely can. So you can use his movement, which, let me give you that. He has a 30 move, so you can move up to 30 with him. I can move him around, wherever you want him.
Okay, is there anything special about these plants over here? These guys?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. I'm just, I've seen them. They're beautiful.
No, yeah, we mentioned them briefly in the room description too.
Well,
So
I see
They're
them
plants.
there.
So the details that you did notice from previously, again, you don't learn any new information, but you are able to remember. It's like these are like kind of like sacred herbs. The priests would perform like rituals and stuff with them. But yes, they're you don't know exactly what they do, but you would have a feeling that they would have some effect.
That's pretty cool. I sure wish I paid attention like ever, other than when I was.
You think of your botany class and you're just like riding a Venus flytrap?
Always.
Yeah.
It was just something. I'd always just be in the background fighting, sword fighting with my sword fighting teacher. Always.
Don't sword fight the plants, Brunor.
He drew on me first. Okay. So then I'm gonna shoot. Dang. I'm gonna fly this guy over down. Let's see. Real's right over there. That's happening there. I hate that everybody was fighting because, like, I just want to free all of them and have them be their own fucking people. No one should rule them. Like, this is what Brunor's like mumbling while he's just trying to fly over this way. I'm heading over this way.
No, I like that, Brunor. So as you kind of, it's like you're watching as your people have been consumed by the shadowy force, and even as they tried to show fealty to you, they were bent by just the raw power of the shadow of Sithis in his agent Exxonious. And so, as you feel kind of the benevolent light of the two warrior champions of your people, Tuna Hawk and Clam Margera, you see kind of the room glowing in the light around you. You see an extra glow stemming from the mithril throne itself, and a room that you tried to avoid most of your life, where the really hardcore political decisions, the tough calls, the sometimes unpopular decisions that need to be made to keep a kingdom of this size running efficiently, you now kind of feel yourself thrust into the destiny that you tried so hard to shun off. And so you feel that kind of bulbing up inside you. That may come into play on your next turn. You got anything else?
That should. Fucking Brian. That's gonna be it for me and the Brian man. The benevolent. Oh, bad boy Ryan.
Eye patch on. Blessing upon him.
Blessings. Yep, I'm good.
All right, Divot. We're inside the Shadow Dragon. Make me a DC 18 Constitution saving throw. You feel the burning magic of that, just kind of holds this thing together. Very nice. You take 12 necrotic damage as the shadow burns against your skin. No longer concentrating on polymorph. You just have to kind of eat some of that damage. But that's it. So here we are. You've got yourself inside this creature. You feel the beating acorn of the shadow of Sithis. Now this is, as I said, a very powerful creature that you've finagled your way inside of. And so you kind of sit there and you feel the pressing weight of just a living creature that you're inside of, even though consumed mostly of magical shadow. And you can feel that beating energy from within. What are you doing, Divot?
Well, I'm driven like just like a madman. It's the loudest that this noise has ever been, and now that I don't hear the beating from Real, this is like the sole focus for me at the moment, and it's like boom, boom, boom. So I'm just drawn to it like a moth to the flame.
You feel, it's almost as if you had this fly spell on you. You begin moving without use of your appendages. You're just magically drawn to this burning acorn. Like the world around you, even though you have this vest of eyes and are painfully aware of just what the thing you're inside of looks like from the inside, you're pressing through with this magical fire, reaching out toward this acorn. All right, Divot. This would be a spell attack. If you're trying to connect to this acorn in some way, you're gonna have to make a spell attack against its AC. So it is.
Here's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever Exxonious was, now he is a vehicle of Sisyphus. So I want to remove the captain.
All right. Okay. All right, in order to disrupt this shadow magic, a magic that your life essence is tied to the extinguishing of, you're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna play it out. It's gonna be a ranged spell attack as you kind of reach forward at this. No advantage, no disadvantage. D20 plus your spell attack modifier, which in Divot's case, it's probably pretty good because you have a super dope charisma. Oh, boo. It's not. Oh, there it is. Spell attack. So you get plus 10, bro, because your charisma is so fly. So it'd be a D20 plus 10 would be your ranged spell, or your spell attack upon this source of dark energy. This could be a big one if you get the hit. Again.
And am I also blessed?
You are, yeah. You get to add a D4 to that roll, thanks to the benevolent light of your half sister, Tynna Smoothhands.
Does he get the tuna boona for another +2 as well?
Yeah, because you have the tuna hawk +2 as well.
So what does all that add up to?
So you got 4 from the bless. You unfortunately rolled a 2. So 4, that brings you to 6 with 2 from your tuna hawk benevolence. Unfortunately, you don't hit. You feel the fiery magic. The source of this character is so strong. Not to say that your idea wouldn't work, Divot, but unfortunately, just like it's the raw power of it is pushing back against your hand. You're welcome to attempt to do so again with any other actions. You do still have a bonus action if you were to want to use it. Unfortunately, you are restrained. You cannot move where you are. You're just kind of being crushed by the innards of this creature.
Okay. All right. So then, with the rest of my turn, I'd like to just send a message to Brian if I can. It's like, Exxonious has become a disgrace to your people. Are you gonna do something about it?
All right. You hear back through kind of like this strange, jarbled communication, like the concept of language that Brian is beginning to understand. You basically hear back, "For Elmira."
Okay.
He gets a bardic inspiration from you, Divot. So, adding to the benefit of the blessing bestowed from Tynna Smoothhands. Very nice.
Cool.
That voice.
All right. Well, it's a tough nut to crack, but I'm in the mix.
I just want to see if we can play that back real quick. I just want to hear that one.
You're gonna have to talk to him some more. Yay! All right. All right. So, Divot, if that's the end of your turn, Thoricus, you're up, buddy. What do you do?
Thanks so much.
Everybody use your turn to talk to Brian.
Divot's like, that was awesome.
Oh,
Poor
man.
Elmira. Poor Elmira.
Shit.
Oh.
Fucking dying, man. That was too good. All right. So we got the boon, the tuna hawk boon, and I'm chilling behind the altar.
Mm-hmm.
The shadow thingy, Bruner is riding successfully and controlling. Everything's good.
Does not seem to be hostile to her.
Well, fuck. I don't want to go over where all the shadow shit is. It just seems like a really bad idea. Like,
Ah.
I mean, is there anything Is there anything in here that I would see, like, that I could use to a tactical advantage? Like, are there chandeliers above them that I could be like, oh, just fucking knock these down and it'll just, you know.
One thing, Thoricus, is the height of this chamber. You know where you're at right now. You know, if he gets that big whammy breath weapon back, he's basically going to be able to get all of you guys. If you were, instead of using your motion to go forward, if you were to go straight up, it would either get you out of the blast or perhaps, you know, again, dragons are smart, you know what I mean? You're not underestimating your enemy. You don't think that he would be like, maybe I should attack that one guy instead of bathing everybody in the room in shadowy fire. So, you know, it's like, it would get you out of the range of that blast, most likely, though. Unless he commits and gets real close to you guys.
Right. Or, if anything, if I'm the only one up there and he does just hate me for whatever reason, at least I would be the only one getting hit and no one else would. So that might also work out. Oh, damn it. What was I going to say before that? I had a super cool thought train going on. Anyway, yeah. I guess I'll just swim up then and get away from where I'm at. I guess kind of move up, but like up.
Go higher. Up.
Higher. Right.
Yeah, so you are able to, by not, I mean, you don't go forward, you just kind of go up. You would be free of, if, you know, again, running your battlefield just like, yeah, I should be good here. You would be outside of the blast if he does so choose to shoot their fire that way.
Okay, I remember what I was gonna say. There's no like chandeliers up there.
At the real high parts, yeah. I mean, there would be like beautiful kind of like hanging, you know, plant life and algae and stuff like that. Like it's, you know, it would be like kind of a beautiful coral thing with, you know, little Finding Nemo puffs and anemones and the like, the kind of glowing softly.
Yeah. I just don't want to fuck those up. You know, this ain't my house. So
nice chandelier.
Shit, it's like not mine anymore either, so do as you fucking wish.
Exxonious is like, well, I mean, it's not really mine either. Like,
do we come to party? Or is it?
It's on the party, you crazy.
He likes party.
Alright.
He likes party.
So yeah, I'll swim up and I guess I'll just take a look around because I can't get too far, so I guess I'll just survey the battlefield from a elevated position.
All right, cool. Yeah, Thoricus, you're kind of looking around. You're like, You kind of look up at the main pillar. You know, it goes up to those, if you recall from the town map, those like high elvish arches that lead up to the top. And at the center up there is a big giant like bell, choral, like, you know, proscenium, like for ceremony, that you could imagine would be illuminated for all kinds of different festivals and things. That sits kind of central in the room. It is pretty high up. I would say you're still probably about 60 feet away from it. But it is, you think that if you were to like knock it loose, it would fall and probably smash like dead center area right around where this median line is between the pew area and the kind of the throne room proper. So that's an option, you know, as you kind of get up and put your Battlemaster eyes on the equation, you're like, I could probably drop that. Again, it's pretty far away and you're not super fast underwater, but that is something that you have deduced on your turn.
I know a dude that might help you get there faster.
That's what I was... Come on. There it is.
He's thick, he's wiggly, and he's...
Now he's glowing.
Yeah.
And smarter than the rest of us. And knows how to read.
Brian, where do dwarves come from? Wow.
They do all sorts of things.
Well, for Elmira,
Well, I suppose they come from both.
I'm glad you asked. All right. So, yeah, Thoricus, that's what you see. You got anything else for your turn?
Nope. Just, I don't think so, right?
Deus
All the way
Rata.
healed up. Oh wait, no, I get to roll another D10, right, to heal more.
Yeah. At the beginning of your turn, you get that heal.
Forgot about it.
Ooh, nice.
Ow!
That's a good one. All right, here's Mr. He rolls a 2 again, does not get his breath weapon back.
Hell yeah.
He's all right. So you see the shadow dragon Exxonious just swirling in this maelstrom of shadow, hard to determine because he's hidden. And rather than popping out of this center place where you saw him last, you see he kind of snatches out from this bottom corner and consumes the 3 soldiers of Elmira. His breath weapon is now recharged. He retreats back into the shadow and is going to hide again. Damn, 24 again. So yes, he is very stealthed. With a proper perception, you could see him. Are people that are connected to his aura? No, he's now kind of over on that other side, meshed around in the shadow wave at the bottom of the room. That's his turn. So Rial, you're up.
All right. He's playing in the shadows. He merely adopted the shadows. I was born in them. So we're gonna do our little move here. That's the thing too. Now that he's got that breath weapon back, I kind of want us to be spread out. I see what best friend's doing. I'll tell you what, just because I don't like how quick he's moving. If I was gonna throw with Spell Sniper, I think Ray of Frost would, if I'm basing it off the heartbeat, just focusing solely on that, would I be able to try and shoot one of those into the shadows where I last saw him?
Yep.
Okay.
No disadvantage.
Awesome. Let's see how that goes.
Oh wait, no, with with Tuna Hawk, bro. Yes. You hit an 18 AC. That's exactly what you need.
All right.
So nice. 14. What kind of damage is that, Rial?
It is cold damage, 14 cold, and his speed is slowed by 10 feet.
All right, so you see that while he is basked in the shadow, while he is hidden, some of that damage is absorbed and dispersed amongst the shadow. But you do know, like, he took some of that damage, but not all of it.
Hey. Some's better than none.
And you're right. And it's, what is it? He has half his movement?
I think it's 10. Let me see.
Minus 10? I've got it. There we go.
If I recall correctly. Let me
reduced by 10 feet. Actually, that's really good, Rial. Great job. Sweet. You got anything else?
Other than that, because I know best friend can always radio in with the next plan of attack, I'm going to go ahead and pop back into these shadows. And cunning action hide.
Nice. You kind of get behind, one of these glowing phosphorescent algae pillars that illuminate the area nearest to the mithril throne. Kind of putting yourself behind this great pillar. You also matching its, that's how stealthy you are, Rial. You are as stealthy as a shadow dragon. Like, and so it's like you're equally matched as far as your ability to blend and bleed into shadow. You're hidden, you would get advantage on any, if the breath weapon were to land near where you are, you would get advantage on that saving throw.
Sweet. Cool. Other than that, I'm good.
Tynna Smoothhands continues the blessing that you all have upon you. In order to do anything else, she would have to drop that. And that seems to be the focus for her right now, is keeping you all with the plus 1d4 to your attacks and saves. In this moment, Brunor, what do you do?
Oh boy. Okay. So I can't see him worth shit, but my arm is glowy. And question, does the glow just stay around the Tuna Hawk statue, or is it around Brian?
It's just around the Tuna Hawk statue.
Cool. So, Brian is down to pick up Thoricus and keep going upwards.
Yeah, if you want to use his action, he can get him all the way there.
Fucking hell yeah. Done. Bam.
Sweet.
Bing, bang, boom. Done. So, God. Bruner can't see Exxonious except that there's just a shadow shit around.
I'm just going to put you over here, Thoricus, but just know you guys are at the high point in the room.
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to tell what these herbs are. Oh wait, maybe I can. Okay, I want to ride this guy to right here.
Okay.
And I want to take a peep at some of these herbs and see if I recognize any of them and if any of them would be helpful or like something cool.
All right, Brunor, you're like looking at this thing and you're like, wait, like I actually know these plants, man. Like, wait a minute. These are, it would be as if you're looking at the materials to create an underwater firework. So it's like these clerics would use this like paste of this green herb that shines with the brightness of daylight. And then they would infuse it with this alchemical magic and have them explode and create these like brilliant displays of light magic. And you're kind of looking down at it and it's like, Brunor, the one thing, it's like you're going through all these memories of you like never paying attention, but like how to make fireworks was the day that you were like, yes, you were locked in. And so you're looking down on these. Yes, Brunor, you do know that you could make, in essence, an underwater firework with what's in front of you.
Cool. Fucking yeah, I want to do that. I want to do it.
All right. If you use your action, if you want to do your bonus action, it would be a failable check. If you want to just use your action, you can just make that firework.
Yeah, I want to use my action.
Okay.
To make the firework. And then I want to action surge.
Ooh.
Because I want to light it.
Dope. Brunor, where are you shooting this firecracker?
Okay. Do I know about the radius that it has?
You know, this was like the big finale. You know, this is like when you're really trying to impress people. You know, you would fill this entire chamber with light. It would with the bright light of daylight for a big bright flash.
Okay. So Brunor has this fireworks. She made the fireworks. She's got all these like memories from flushing, running back to her, and her arm is like sizzling, but it's also glowing, right?
Yeah.
So I want to kind of point my arm out into the room and just see what I think is the darkest corner. So maybe if I can just get rid of some of the shadows just in general. So maybe like this, hold on. Click, damn you. There's like this area over here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Perfect.
thinking, yeah. Because I don't know where he is, but I know it's just dark. So I'm just going to try to get it into like the largest group of shadows that I can aim it at.
All right. Brunor, sweet. You kind of mash these pastes together, you put them and you grab like, I forget what they're called, but like an incense burner. That little, I guess that's it, the little trap that you would put the herbs in. And you kind of just like, start spinning it. And as it spins, the chemicals inside kind of fuse together and create this bright ball. And like a lacrosse, again, a sport that underwater you were very good at, you managed to just fling this firework, hurling right into the high point of the center of the room. Crack! There's this epic, vibrant crack of magic. Now you're not, you're not as skilled as to make the effects that you would have liked, like a big double FU or anything like that. But it is a magnificent display of magical light as the chamber for one round is filled with sunlight. You see all of the shadows wither away at the presence of true sunlight. All of them, their skin burned. Brunor, including the little demon that you're riding, they all recoil in seemingly in pain. One sec, because this does have... All right, you see Exxonious, the shadow dragon, as this wispy tornado of shadow is pierced by this blinding light. You see him as the cloud stops. You just see the fainted, disembodied shadows kind of drifting away from his core as the concealing shadows that he was hiding in are now cast off of him for this round. You see he recoils at the sunlight as it seems to sear his skin, and just like the shadow is good to him, daylight is bad to him. So he's not thrilled, and he is completely visible. The shadows have kind of pulled away from him for now, and he's sat right where he was when he consumed all these shadows in the first place. So Thoricus, underneath where your target is, that spot is there. So Brunort, super awesome turn. The lasting effects of this daylight, they shimmer and last for 6 seconds, and it is as if inside daylight, the glimmering, blue tiles, the ivory works, the tile, everything just shines with this brightness of pure daylight in the room. Super cool, Brunor.
Hooray!
Awesome.
Shaw! Oh God. For once, I'm actually happy to see the sun.
Oh man, for sure. I'm not just stuck in the same spot. All right, you all, are kind of bathed in this golden sunlight. You feel the warmth of like a good sunlight. You're so deep in the ocean are you right now that it's like even the sun's rays do not pierce. And you can't help but feel that light be intertwined with that kind of protective benevolence of Tynna Smoothhands. Where she be right now, you don't know, but she certainly seems to be affecting this situation that you are all a part of. As if her protector instinct cannot help but pierce the spaces betwixt you and she. Divot. You feel the concussive pressing shadow of this creature once more. Give me a DC 18 con save, bro.
Thank goodness he's inside. Because isn't the robe of eyes and daylight like not friends at all?
Yes, they are not good friends at all. He would have been blinded by the light.
Woo.
Dude, nice, Divot. You are crushing these. And let's see, combined with my poop rolls, I got an 8. So you only take 4 necrotic, as your focus remains not on your physical form, but on this spiritual energy source that sits before you. Divot, what do you do?
All right. So I realized that taking a direct approach to just attacking the acorn didn't work. And I, all of a sudden I realized that I'm like up in this thing's guts. And I remember that I wear that ring all the time that has that little bit of that like vampiric oozy fungus inside of it that seemed to feed off of organic matter.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna, fuck, here we go. Flip the ring open inside of this beast.
You hear, the blood song! The blood song! As you see these red tendrils, almost like the Carnage symbiote, shoot out of the ring and start latching into the blood veins of this creature. All of you standing in the chamber as this glowing sunlight appears, you see Exxonious suddenly like, and you see all these deep, thick red veins start building over his body. You can see him in plain view as the sunlight pushes these shadows, this protective bubble away from him, and he stands almost in a beam of sunlight, withering under its might. You see that parasite that has just been released inside of him start taking hold, dealing some pretty nice damage too. You see as some of his own essence is leached from his very blood as the blood song resumes. And this parasite starts growing. Divot, you feel like you release it from your hand and suddenly you can feel remnants of it all around you, like it's just spreading through the innards of this dragon. He is infested by this. You see him, he falls on the ground and he goes to throw up. Divot, make a DC 18 con save.
All right.
Oh.
Whoa.
Shit crit, my
Shit
friend.
crit.
All right, Divot, you feel this creature as you're kind of being thrown around in this turmoil. Your fingertips, if you had lips, they'd be wet, and you're just kind of like almost so close to the source of power, and you could just imagine how strong you would be if you consumed this massive chunk of power. You reach forward, and suddenly, from this infestation inside the creature, you feel his innards lurch as you are vomited out of him. In a pool of shadow, you kind of splash in this mix of like oily water, and as you are ejected from inside of him. Divot, you are no longer inside Exxonious as he throws you up, but you see this blood parasite inside of him is hella fucking him up. He coughs out some blood as well and rears back. You see the shadows all around him, are trying to reach out, but the sunlight itself is keeping them at bay. Suddenly you hear you all kind of turn and look, and Dr. Gast pops out, standing on the Clam Margera statue. You see, steps up on the pillar near where the holy book is. You see, he says, "Exxonious! I told you you would need my help." And that's where we're gonna pick it up next time, guys. Ow. Oh, on the double ones. Happy birthday,
man.
Gus.
Brutal.
Double ones. Woo! All right. Well,
birthday magic.
you got thrown up by a dragon. Oh man, I can't wait. Guys, buds, thank you. I love you guys. Oh my God, that was a game of D&D. Holy crap, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with us tonight. What a freaking epic turn of events. I cannot wait to see what happens next. We are here. I'm breathing my own hair in. We're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific here on the ArtHeart Studios Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ArtHeart Studios. We also re-up our sesh every Friday at 4:20 to the YouTube /ArtHeart Studios. And that is where you can find our entire season. Every sesh, 63 now sessions. Plus the Getting Higher's, the Behind the Greens with Nicole Unger, some time lapses of some of the art that's been generated for the show. We love it. We love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Holy crap. I love this.
Happy birthday,
seriously.
Gus. Happy birthday, Tom.
Happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday, Gus. Happy birthday to your mom. Way up! All right, guys. We got us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you haven't. We like to take a lighter, like this WeeDnD one that I'll never stop singing about. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go. Light us up. Thank you so much for playing D&D with us, guys. Holy crap, that was so much fun. We'll see you next time.
So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.